What's up, everybody? Today I'm doing something new. This is my disc golf on the shelf because it's not good enough to make my bag. I got 20 minutes to make this video or else my phone's gonna cut out storage. So I'm gonna run through everything so quick. Ask questions in the comments if you're interested. So these are all my discs that did not make the main bag. Birdie Marvel, it's like a P2. Any disc, it's like a P2. If I say it's like a P2, it's not in the bag because it's like a P2. P2s are cool, not what I like. They're only here in case my Lunas don't work out. I got Senseis, I got 4 Senseis. These are like proxies that are shallower, but also like a more rounded rim than a proxy, or more blunter rim than a proxy. It's like a P2 proxy mix. Base plastic, max weight. The reason why I don't putt with these is because I like Lunas. But these felt good, so I was like, just in case, I can use them. Alpaca, terrible plastic. This P plastic, this P glow plastic, terrible plastic. That's why I don't putt with it. If anybody wants this, they can let me know. More P2s. I got 2 hard PA3s, 350G plastic. PA3s are great putters. 350G is cool. I like the 300 soft better, which I have down here, as you will see. I've got 3 of them in the 300 soft plastic. They're a little too stable for me, for what I like to do on Circle 2. That's why I don't putt with them. I tried to go away from the Lunas, went to the PA3s. PA3s gave me 0% putting in Circle 2. That is why I went back to the Lunas. So, with all that said, got another PA3 here in the 500 Spectrum plastic. This thing is slow, does not throw like a 3-speed, it throws like a 2-speed. So that's why it's not in the bag. Agent, I got an Agent here in the base plastic. Great throwing putter. It's like a bigger P2 in the hand. It's a good putting putter too. I don't putt with it because I putt with the Lunas. But it's a throwing putter. It's a solid throwing putter. There's like a B team disc. If I had a B team, like a reserve bag, the B team. If my top bag was set on fire, this would probably have a chance to make the B team. I got another Luna here, which is supposed to be my other Lunas. I got a lot of backup Lunas because I love Lunas. Who doesn't love Lunas, man? Who does not love the Lunas? Okay, back to where we were. Glow proxy. I have a glow proxy. I don't really like it because it's not understable or stable enough. A disc either has to be stable or understable. This is too straight, but sometimes it flips, sometimes it's stable. That's why it's not in the bag. That was like a 2021 type of, or 2022 type of deal. We're in 2024 now. We don't bag those anymore. I got 2 Warlocks in the stupid soft, the triple S plastic. Good putters. Feel like P2s. More gummy, more rubbery. Like a rubber, not gummy, but rubber. They're good discs. The flight plate's a little thin for my hands, so I can like feel my fingers through it. That's why I don't buy them. I just tried them recently. I bought them recently. I tried them to see if I could replace the Luna with them. They're not as good as Lunas. Sorry. I got the Penrose. I have one in my bag. There's a backup. Great throwing putter. Stable. Nice finish. Solid putting putter. I use it anytime I have to get around trees and I need something like hyzer into the basket. That's what I use. Penrose. Great throwing putter. Great putting putter. But it's not a Luna. But it's in the bag. It's in the bag. There's a backup. The Pig. The Pig is a solid disc. It was in the bag for a lot of 2022. It got kicked out by the Slammer because the Slammer was more stable, more reliable on a flex forehand. So I could really put some juice into it. This thing's good. This is a B-teamer. This is a B-team disc. One day, it'll have an opportunity to make the bag again. But for now, it's a B-team disc. Good on backhand, good on forehand. Solid disc. Would highly recommend. Where I would recommend a little bit less is the Berg. I like it on high ante scramble forehands in the woods. That's all I really like it for. Anything else, it's kind of whatever. I could put a million other throwing putters in that slot. The Penrose is better than that. The Tomb is better than that. But I'll get into those discs later. I got a Banger GT. Speaking of another putter that's better than a Berg. Banger GT, solid disc, not good on forehand. That's why it's not in the bag. I like versatile discs. The Star Con, aka I think it's the P3X. Good disc. The reason why it's not in the bag is because the Penrose is better. That's literally the reason why it's not in the bag, is because the Penrose is better. Good on forehand. Good enough on forehand, on a flip-up forehand. Good on backhand. Good in putting, even in Star Plastic. Just not for me. So, maybe it'll have a chance. That's a B-teamer. That's a B-teamer. I got 2 Nexus Fireflies. I bought them in like 2021 or 2022. Never had a chance to make the bag. They're P2s. You already know what it is with them. Maybe they'll have a chance one day because they're Nexus plastic. I'll give them a chance instead of the P2s. Got 3 PA3s and the 300 soft plastic, as I said before. Solid discs, just too stable in circle 2. Could be me, who knows. They feel good in the hand. They're great putters. I would say they're my second favorite putter in feel in the hand, if not my favorite putter feel in the hand. Better than a Luna, but they don't putt like Lunas. So there's that. EV7 Telos, basically a P2. What else do I have to say there? EV7 5s. These are good. This is the base medium plastic. They're basically like EV7 Lunas. The rim is just a little bit, it's like they're a little bit deeper than Lunas, I would say. They putt very similarly, maybe a little more stable. Good discs. I actually got them because they were like Lunas, and in case I fell out of favor with the Lunas, I'd have those. But they're not in the bag because I like the Lunas right now. So, got a P2 I bought from a disc golf store used. It was like $3. It never had a chance. I just wanted to buy it because it looked cool and old and whatever, but it wasn't flippy. So, Proxy, shout out to Bo McLaughlin for this one. Proxy is a good disc. It's just not reliably flippy. I like PA5s better because PA5s are reliably flippy. I can hyzer flip them. I can turn them over. I can do high antes. I can throw high power, low power with them. They're really good at handling power. The Proxy is a little more touchy. If you put on a hyzer, it's going to hold the hyzer probably, maybe flip up a little bit. So PA5 is more workable. That's P2. These are all Lunas. Got a lot of Lunas. Electron Envy. Don't really like the way Envies feel in my hand. 2022 was a good year for the Envy for me. Not 2023 and not 2024. So it's not going to make the bag. Sorry. The soft marbles. Soft marbles are good. Good to throw. Good to putt. B-team bag. B-team. This is a B-teamer. Good to throw. Good to putt. I got a concrete Tomb here. Tomb is a good straight throwing putter. Why it's not in the bag, I don't know. I bought it recently. Straight. A little bit of fade at the end. It's a good disc. Classic throwing putter in the woods. If I'm going to the woods, I'll probably bring it with me. But for now, I prefer the glitch. Yeah, I'm like that. Armadillo. It's like a Berg Flight with a pig feel. Doesn't go very far. Solid approach disc. I mean, it's dead straight with like no fade. So it's like a pig and a Berg and a glitch all combined into one. It's a solid disc, but it's a little too gimmicky for me, so that's why it's not in the bag. Before I forget, I have this Hades. Sucks. Really sucks. So I threw it once, didn't like it. So now it's sitting on my shelf. Now let's get down a row. Got Crystal Flex Zone. I don't like Crystal Flex. It's too gummy. Got an Aura Praxis. Probably the coolest disc I own. This thing's sick. It's just a little too slow of a throwing putter. It doesn't go very far. I'm not sure I could break 300. A little more than 300 with that putter on full power. It's a good straight putter. I mean, but it's just like every glitch, every Tomb. They all fly the same. So you just have to pick the one that feels the best in your hand. So what do I throw? I don't remember. I think the Penrose and the Glitch and the PA5s. Those are my throwing putters. I could also throw a Luna too. Challenger OS, too slow, and it's not as stable as it suggests. So that's why it's not in the bag, because I don't like when discs lie to me. Another Envy. Don't like Envies too much. The Pilot, I bought this in 2021, threw it like once, and now it's sitting on my shelf. So that's a disc I could give a chance to. I got 3 Slammers. This one's the OG Slammer. I bought at Maple Hill in 2022. This thing is a Hall of Famer. This is a Hall of Fame disc right here. Been through a lot. The reason why it's not in the bag right now, because it's not black, and I have a black Slammer in the bag. But I wasn't using Slammers for a while, from like mid 2023. You know, like 8 months I wasn't using a Slammer. But I'm back at the Slammers now. This one I bought backup, never used it. This one I bought directly from Ricky Wysocki. Not as stable as you would think. That's why it's not in the bag, because I bought it from Ricky, so I would want it to be in the bag, but it's not, because it's not what I wanted. Deflector, signed by Bo McLaughlin. Too stable. It's good. Like, it has a purpose, and I can make it work for what it needs to be. I just don't find myself pulling the disc out of the bag enough to warrant it having a spot in the bag. But if I'm going to a course, like in the woods, I'll probably bring it with me. Razor Claw 2 sucks. Not torque resistant enough on forehand or backhand. Also Domi, which is weird for an approach disc. Who wants a Domi approach disc? I got the Zone GT Banger, Zone Banger GT, Zone Ringer GT, but they're not PDGA approved, so I don't throw them because I don't want to like them and then not be able to use them at a tournament. The Toro, the Calvin Heimberg Toro, I bought it, didn't really like it. It's too shallow. I don't like the concave rim, and it's not glidey enough. It's got like no glide. It's got like 2 glide. So it doesn't really do what I want it to do. And for a disc that doesn't have a lot of glide, it doesn't have a lot of ground play either. So it's like bad. I got 2 buzzes. This one's good. I bought this one in 2021. It's kind of flippy now. Reason why it's not in the bag, because it's a B-teamer. I prefer the Truth right now over the Buzz as like my dead straight mid, or the Comet. I prefer the Comet or the Meteor. So those are like my mid lineup right now. This one sucks. I don't like ESP plastic for anything, let alone a Buzz, especially not on forehand. Backhand, maybe this will have a chance one day, but the Glow Buzz is a B-teamer. Glow Buzz is a B-teamer. Got a Supreme Truth, EMAC Truth. This one's just a backup for my Orbit Ice one that I have in the bag. So if I lose that one, I can throw that one right in the bag. Pathfinder, beautiful disc, really slow, throws like a putter, so that's why that's not in the bag. Reactor, this is a B-teamer, great disc, great on like a flip-up forehand, dead straight with a little bit of fade on the backhand. It's perfect. It's like a tomb mid-range, basically. Why is it not in the bag? Because I'm throwing the Truth right now, but this is a B-teamer, so it's got a chance this year. We'll see. Maybe it'll have a chance. Chariot, I bought this at Maple Hill this year, or last year, I should say. Too gummy, not reliably stable or flippy. Doesn't really throw well, and it doesn't handle wind well. That's why it's not in the bag. DX Rock, good disc. Trying to beat it in to become more flippy so it can become my flippy mid instead of the Terses. It's a work in progress, but for now, it's sitting on the shelf because I want to win. Hex Lazadal. Lazadal's a good disc. It's not in the bag because I'm not good enough to throw it for what I need it to be. It'll hold any line you put it on. I just don't throw far enough yet. And if I throw this full power, I can probably throw like almost like 340, 350 with it. But this is a B-teamer. I'll work this one into the bag eventually, but not for now. No. Malta, I bought this at a store because it was black. It sucks. One of the worst discs I've ever thrown is a Malta. For an overstable disc, sucks on a forehand, not torque resistant at all, has no glide. Bad disc. Bad disc. Katuku, I bought this one recently. Very stable. It's okay on a forehand, solid on a backhand, but it just doesn't have a place in my bag because it doesn't go far enough for a mid-range. This is more of an approach disc than a mid-range, if you ask me. And I have a zone that I love, so it's not. It's a resistor. I never gave it a chance, I'll be honest. I never gave it a chance. Maybe I'll give it a chance this year. I'll give it an opportunity, but for now, I don't really know much about it because I didn't throw too much. It's like a slower Firebird, I think. So maybe it'll have an opportunity, but I like the Pyro, and I love the Pyro. But I do need a more stable complement to the Pyro, so maybe we throw that in the bag. Lone Star Mockingbird. We're into the fairways now, by the way. Lone Star Mockingbird. This thing sucks. Lone Star. Figure it out. This is really domey, and not in a good way. Doesn't go that far. It's kind of stable in a weird way, because they're supposed to be understable, but they're not. Showstopper, S-Line FD. Never gave it a chance. I'll be honest. Never gave it a chance. This one could make the bag this year. We'll see. Could make the bag. I won't call it a B-teamer, but it's got a chance. This FD, I've been through everything with this. I was in the bag for a lot of 2022, none of 2023. It's a good disc. Solid on a forehand, solid on a backhand. I would say it's a B-teamer. If I had to come up with a new bag, it would be in it because it's reliable and I know what it's going to do. This disc I love. It's the Last Run Cax Z and the K1 Soft. I love the K1 Soft, especially for this disc. It's like a flippy mid fairway combo. I actually would love for it to be in my bag. I just don't have a place for it right now, but it's going to work its way back in at some point. I promise. It's a good disc. It's a really good disc. So I would highly recommend K1 Soft Cax Z. It's a good disc. Maybe. It's a B-teamer. I got a Latitude 64 Diamond. I bought this one in 2021. Great disc. This one's like 150 grams. Good disc for beginners. Not a good disc for me because I don't need it anymore. I do have an Orbit one in my bag, though. It's like a unusably flippy disc if I need something that's gonna, if I can like hyzer flip to turnover type of deal. This is a Vyrum track, bought this at Maple Hill. Great disc, feels good in the hand, flies straight with a little fade at the end. It's a good disc, not gonna make the bag because it's not replaceable. And I like having discs in my bag that I can replace if I lose it. So that's why it's not in the bag. It can be a nice little centerpiece for now. It could be a B-teamer. Mint and Grackle, this thing sucks. No further comments needed. This thing does not do anything well. Terrible disc. I'm sorry, Mint. That's a terrible disc. I don't like the Grackle at all. I got an Athena here. This is a backup Athena to my Proto Athena, which flies nothing like it. Proto Athena's, whereas this one's kind of straight. The Proto Athena that I have is stable. This one, this Paul Macbeth Z1, is ridiculously stable on a backhand. Like, ridiculously stable on a backhand. And it throws like 270 feet. That's why it's not in the bag. I was hoping it would. It would be a nice backup, but now I have to buy another one. DX Leopard 3, great disc, great for turnovers. I love this thing. This is a B-teamer. This is an A-teamer. I don't know why it's not in the bag right now. I think it's because the diamond's in the bag, but this might replace it. because it's not as flippy, and I can really rip on this thing. I could probably throw this thing like 350, 375 if I wanted to. It's a good disc. It really is a good disc. I love it for hyzer flips. Got this Leopard 3 as well. Working this one into the bag because it's black, because I love black bags, black discs in my bag. I'm working this one in, but it needs some time, so I'll get some field work, win it, whatever. Anyways, Crave, don't like the Crave at all. This thing's bored flat and sucks. Yeah, that's a divisive opinion. People love Craves. I don't think it's a great disc. Now we're on the bottom row. I have 5 minutes to get through this row. Ricky Wysocki Explorer, good disc, dead straight. It's a B-teamer. It's a good disc. Never actually made the main bag. It's a good disc though. I just have too many 7-speeds. It's tough. It's stiff competition right now, and I have the Birdie Disc Golf Strike in the bag right now. Westside Bear, this thing is an A-teamer. It should be in my bag, but it's not because the Undertaker beat it out by a little bit. It's a little flipperier than the Undertaker, but I can throw it like 325, 330 without a problem. It's a good disc. Or no, the Zen beat it out. The Zen. I have the Zen in the bag right now. TL3, too stable. This was in a pond for 2 years. I just got it back like 2 weeks ago, but it's too stable. I don't have a need for it. Star Viking, kind of flippy, but not the flippy that I want. Although I do love me some Vikings. Mantra, this isn't even mine. This is Alex's. Too flippy, really stupidly flippy, and it feels weird in the hand. Star Keeper 3, I dyed this. It's a good disc, just not for me. Not for me, but it's a good disc. Good on forehand and backhand. Just never really threw it too well, so that's why it's not in the bag. Eric Oakley Dynasty, this one's too stable for a Dynasty, that's why it's not in the bag. I have a Halo one in the bag, or I did. I have this Halo Dynasty. This one's really stable. It's more like a Thunderbird. And then I have this one, which was in the bag recently. Not as stable, more like a overstable Dynasty rather than a Thunderbird. It's right in the middle. Dynasties weren't feeling it right now, so they're not in the bag. I prefer the Undertaker. But those are B-teamers, especially the black and red one. Might be in the bag someday. This is a backup Thunderbird. This one's way too stable to my Halo Thunderbird that I've been beating in. So that's why that's not in the bag. This one is my backup, my actual backup, if I ever lose my green one. Fireball, good disc. Just not the 9-speed that I was looking for, unfortunately. Not as stable as what I was looking for. Falk, never fell in love with this thing. It's a good disc. Never fell in love with it. I've had it for a long time. The Pika Pika, not stable, not understable at all. It's like dead straight, so it lied to me. This DX Viking is warped to everything, but it's a Hall of Famer because I love it. Never going to put it in the bag again, though. It's probably too flippy. Champion Viking, good disc. Never going to make the bag because I'm not throwing Vikings right now. Not say never. Just not right now. Sexton Firebird, this thing's sick. Just not throwing Firebirds at the moment. Another DX Viking, that's cool. Drew Gibson Era, I don't like the Era, doesn't go far. It's a 10-speed that throws like an 8-speed, so I don't like it. This Overstable Felon, this one might make the bag at some point, but not right now. I just bought it. Love the plastic, but for now, not going to make the bag. But that's a B-teamer. I'm working that one in. PD, this thing's awesome. This was in the bag for a long time. Just throwing Thunderbirds instead of PDs right now. That's the only deal. Another Firebird. I've got a lot of PDs. I got a Nordic Phenom in here. Won this Grace at a tournament, but this Grace is a little too stable. But it could be in the bag because I like throwing it on forehand instead of the Rive that I have in the bag. Good disc, just not in the bag right now. Got a DD1. I love DD1s. This is a backup. I got a Calvin Heimberg Destroyer because I love Calvin Heimberg Destroyers. I lost mine. This one's not the same, so that's why it's never going to make the bag, I would say. Flippy Wraith, Flippy Star Wraith. I have the Pharaoh right now in that spot, and the DD, like the older DDs, so maybe it'll have a chance one day, but for now, no. Raider, not going to make the bag, unfortunately. These are like fieldwork discs at this point. Venom, great disc. I love it. Just not in the bag right now. I prefer the Rive as my main driver for that slot. Star Destroyer, I tried to lose this thing a million times over water. This is my water disc. Still survives to this day. Survived Maple Hill. Survived Buffinville Dam. Just a great disc. Ezra Nuke. I don't like nukes right now. Too big in the hands. That's why I don't throw nukes. But Alex does. We got a Star Corvette. First disc I ever bought. Too flippy now. Really bad disc in reality. I got a Blizzard Destroyer. It's like a fun disc, I guess. Emperor. This thing's awesome. But I'm not throwing Emperors right now. Could be back in the bag at any time, though. You know, drivers, you can switch around like anything. Another Destroyer. This one's bored flat, though. That's great. One of the most overrated discs of all time. A Time Lapse. I did this myself, but the disc is actually black. I just colored the rim. Time Lapse sucks on a forehand. Stable on a backhand. Really weird disc. Not a good disc in my opinion. I don't like the time lapse. I got 2 more discs. Streamline Trace. Not reliably flippy, so it's not in the bag because sometimes it just does not flip when it needs to. And then a big B-teamer, potential Hall of Famer, the Slab. I love the Slab. This thing is great on forehands especially. It's good on backhands, but on forehands, this thing is so money. I want to find a place for it in my bag, but I just don't have a place in my bag for it, unfortunately. But I'll make a space for it. I'll try to. So those are all the discs I own that are not in my bag right now. Got a lot, 159 I think total, including the ones. I think I have 119 on the shelves and in the box. I got a few more coming in too, so there's a lot of room. I think 2024 is going to be a year of consistency in the bag. Not going to try too much. You know, we'll have days where we go out, we take the winter to try some things out, see if we can make some competition. But ultimately, we're going to aim for a consistent feel. Keep the discs in the bag so I trust each and every one of them like I did today. Shout out to me for taking home the #1 tag at my local club. Shooting a course record. Because I'm like that. I'm like that this year. 2024. I'm coming crazy. If anyone wants to sponsor me, shout me out. I will throw your discs. I will be a huge fan of your discs. Just for you. Okay? Take care. Brush your hair. And peace.